with the fact that he was just a nobody in the community that we live in. And so I wondered, as I looked at our history, the lineage that I come from, if I would ever amount to anything in life. I wondered if I would ever be somebody who would be able to have something to say of value to the people around me. And so I grew up thinking that I might not amount to anything, but the one thing I know, that I will try my very best to make a difference with my life. If I had to just impact one person, that's all that mattered. I wasn't looking for the crowds. I wasn't looking for people to bow down and worship me. I was just looking for somebody who would help me become everything that I needed to be according to what God dreamed about me. And so when I realized that I needed to do something to change myself, I started to get into the Word of God, and the first thing I did as I positioned for my purpose was I started to serve in the local church, because I knew that my divine destiny determined my divine birth. Your divine destiny determines your divine birth. In other words, when God had a plan for destiny, He decided when you'll be born upon this earth. He decided exactly the time and the family that He would choose to put you into. And you might not like your family, but thank God that you are here today. Because for as long as you have breath in your body, you can do something with the rest of your life. You may regret your past. You may not be happy with your family. You may not be happy with your position in life. You might not be happy with what you earn. But the fact is, you can do something about where you are, and you can change your whole future. And so started my pursuit of excellence when I realized that this is what God wanted me to be. At the time when God told me that this is what He wanted me to do, I started to find out who is the best person to follow in the field, because I needed somebody who I could look up to. And so in positioning for my purpose, I knew that my divine destiny determined my divine birth, because in the book of Ecclesiastes it says that to everything there is a season. To everything there is a season. In other words, there is an appointed occasion for everything in our lives. And to everything there is a time for every purpose, pleasure, and desire. And so as we look at this, we understand that we were born. There's a time to be born and a time to die. So let me ask you something. How many of you believe you're already dead? For as long as you have breath in your body, you're alive. And if you're alive, that means that you should not allow the dreams that you have to die. You can resurrect it no matter how bad life has dealt you, or no matter how many people have let you down in life. The fact is that you can take a stand right now and change your whole future towards the very thing that God dreams about you. You can change it, because your neighbor is not your problem. Your family is not your problem. Your pastors are not your problem. Your leaders are not your problem. The biggest problem in your life is you. I remember when I complained about God, about my leaders. I remember when I just moaned and groaned about my pastors. I remember when I was a young Christian and I wondered, why couldn't they be the very thing that they preach? And so God said, so what are you going to do about it? I said, well, leave the church, join another church. I thought that was the answer. I mean, let's face it, every church hopper thinks that way. Every church hopper thinks that way. There's always a better church. There's always a nicer pastor. And usually the guys who are on TV every day are way nicer than the pastor that you have a relationship with. And so we start getting to the place where we're sowing into ministries that we don't have a relationship with, and we start turning away from the very ones that we should be sowing into. And we think that we are positioning for purpose. I don't think so. You got to sow into relationships. And when you sow into relationships, you attract the very anointing that is on the person's life.